Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Inside Lion Athletics. Time to see what's going on with track and field, golf, softball, and anything else that we can round up a coach to talk about. We're going to start out with Brittany Miller, head coach of the Lions softball team. They're fighting all the way to the end of the regular season. It'll finish up next week in conference play. But, Coach, you're getting ready to head out on the road, a little pre-Easter gathering, and you've got to go to Lake Charles again.
Yes, we're going to McNeese. We're excited.
Tell us a little bit about the task ahead, and how does McNeese compare to Southeastern, with whom they're now tied for first place in the conference?
Excuse me. McNeese they got a decent pitching staff, throwing low 60s. So we've been focused on that all week, just being able to capitalize on that. So I feel good going in the weekend with our offense and defensively and pitching wise. I mean, they're gonna come out, they're gonna swing the bat. They're playing for a championship also. So um between them and Southeastern scrappy, I would say McNeese has a little bit more power.
Okay. Who's got the advantage in pitching when they go head to head? It would seem like it might have been McNeese when they took 2 out of 3 in Hammond.
Yeah, they're both going to be tough. I mean, I think regardless, they're always going to play each other tough. And even if you know, their pitching's a little on or off, it doesn't really matter. They're still going to compete and they're winning, they're going for a championship. So they're going to compete every time they play.
All right, Coach, I know you're trying to get your squad lined up to compete for that very same championship.
Mhm.
You're just in a different part of the process. What
Yes.
more do you need? What more do you really need with your team?
We just need to go out there and play our game. And if we do that and we stick to what we've been doing, come out, hit, pitch, and play some defense and go out and compete one game at a time, one pitch at a time, then we'll come out and we'll kind of own our own destiny to get into the conference tournament. We essentially need one more win in order to solidify it, but we want to go out and we want to give ourselves the best opportunity to be in the best position going into conference tournament.
All right, good deal, Coach. Talk about some of the players that are helping on this push.
Stephanie Tapia is doing really good job for us offensively. So is Tatum, bringing that power to the lineup and scoring us some runs. Um, our pitching staff, Kate, Julia, Maddie, and Emma are doing their job, just giving us opportunities to win. And then our table setters, Emma Rodriguez, Maddie, they're getting on. We just got to continue to score them and, push those runs. 1 through 23 are doing their jobs, and we just got to continue to do that.
Coach, you changed up your batting order a little bit a couple of weeks ago. You're getting more of the power up at the top of the lineup. What's that do for you?
It gives them an extra at bat, it gives Tatum another opportunity throughout the game. And the way it was working out is, they were coming up, the top of the lineup was coming up with runners on. And so just giving the opportunity to be able to get a big hit out of them. Not that the others weren't doing their job, but it just gives a different look.
Sure.
Give Tatum and Stephanie some good pitches early in the game.
All right, fair enough. What's the pitching outlook going to be this weekend when y'all hit the road?
They're all going to get their opportunities. They're going to have to come in whatever situation they're in and do their job. We're looking for outs. And so, Julia's been doing a good job. We got to have her come out and be firing all cylinders. Same thing with Kate and Emma and Maddie. So, we had a good week of practice and, just commanding the zone and, knowing what they're going to come out and try to attack. We just got to make sure we're making adjustments before they do.
All right, Coach, you've been down to Lake Charles for a game before. What are the facilities like down there?
They got nice facilities. We're gonna actually get them out there tomorrow morning to be able to practice a little bit before we play that evening. So, they've got a nice facilities. They obviously are top of our conference. So, they've got the donor money and they got the things that they need to be able to be successful. So we're not used to playing on the turf. We're gonna go out there and the weather is gonna be nice. We'll go out and just compete.
Okay, Coach. Well, so then after that, let's see. We get home from that. we go down to Houston at the end of next week. We'll get to see the Huskies.
Yep,
And then you get a little, what you hope is going to be a warm up for the tourney
yep,
against visiting Grand Canyon on Tuesday, the following Tuesday.
correct. Yep, it'll be good. I mean, it'll be nice to go down to Houston, get those games in. They got a dirt field, so we used to that, playing a couple other teams that we played in conference. So wrap up our conference with that series, hopefully coming out there with the series win and putting ourselves in the best position for the tournament. And then Grand Canyon at home will be a good send off for our seniors in front of our home fans, and then be able to get ready to go and compete in conference tournament.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Safe travels down to Lake Chuck, and I know you'll eat well. That's a great place. It's like going to New Orleans
Oh,
almost.
yeah, yes, it'll be good.
All right, lines up, everybody. We've got more Inside Lion Athletics coming to you in just a moment. Hey, everybody, we're back with more Inside Lion Athletics. We're going to go straight over to Lion Golf and talk with Brian Dolehide. Had the Women's Conference Championship tournament this weekend, and the Lions looked pretty good, didn't they, Coach?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We walked away with second place. It's not first, but from where we started off at the beginning of the week at the bottom of the leaderboard, it was pretty great to see the girls climb up that leaderboard all week.
Those kind of rallies are so much fun to follow, and it's probably even more fun to be a part of it. But Coach, what did you say to them after that first day's round when they were not in second place?
I mean, it's hard to bounce back after shooting 22 over, that's for sure. Really, just we were a third of the way done with the golf tournament. There was two more rounds to be played. We just couldn't feel sorry for ourselves, and we had to do something about it, and we did. So it was pretty great. We ended up shooting 8 over the second day and 8 over the third day, which was the tied for the low round of the day. So it was a great finish for sure.
That's outstanding stuff. How far did they have to climb? Where
Man,
where were they at the end of the first round?
we were in last. We were in last place,
Wow.
tied for last with Stephen F. Austin, and then by the end of the second round, I believe we climbed up to sixth place. So we didn't
Hmm.
move up too far, and then yesterday playing the low round of the day, um, that brought us all the way up to second. So it was a slow journey, but you just got to take it one shot at a time, and that's exactly what we did.
So how did you get them to keep their head focused on that one shot that was lying there on the ground in front of them when it's so tempting to look up and see if you're making any movement on the scoreboard?
Yeah, I mean that's something we've emphasized all season. It's these golf tournaments are very long, and um, even if you start off poorly or if you start off great, there's a lot of golf to be played. Um, and even with Marie B, I mean, she made a 9 on a par 5 uh, early in her second round, so she was 4 over after 3 holes,
Oh man,
and
she
she
can ride with me.
she was 4 over after 3 holes on the second day, and she ends up shooting even par for the tournament. So she gets it along with all the other girls. You can't make up for a big mistake and with one shot. You slowly progress and go through your round and trust what you've done all season is good enough to bring that score down, and that's exactly what happened. So
So how was the course? Kissing Tree down in San Marcos.
course was great. We ran into some trouble that first day where we ran out of daylight. So had to bring Marie back out to the golf course to hit a chip and a putt. Um, but the course was beautiful. It was pretty short for the girls, so that was a lot of fun. We were able to reach a lot of par fives and had a drivable par four to finish off. So it was a great tournament for sure.
So was that your first time there? Had you been to that course before?
I've never been. That was my first time. Yes.
So how does that help you with the guys when you go right back down there for the men's Southland Conference Championships?
Yeah. So for the guys, we're going to Comanche Trace,
Okay.
which is in Kerrville, and we played there last year. So I know that course pretty well. We've played 4 rounds out there,
Mm-hmm.
3 of them being competitive, and then yeah. So it's definitely helpful knowing the golf course prior to, and that's exactly what we have at Comanche next week.
So in the world of Southland Conference golf, everybody has kind of their home course that everybody practices on, plays most on, in their training. But what about these championship tournament courses? Who selects those?
That is up to the committee, the Southland Golf Committee, and also the coaches will vote on it as well. I know over the past couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
UIW has hosted uh, the conference tournament, and that'll end after this Comanche Trace event.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know where we'll be next year on the women's side. I think it'd be great to go back to Comanche on the men's side. I think it's a great golf course, and really looking forward to that.
Yeah, good deal. Well, good luck. Any thoughts on what the guys are aiming for? Obviously, they want to win, but what
Right.
is there kind of a realistic look at how far they can go?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously hard to tell. We haven't seen about half these teams all year, um, but I would say our guys are more than ready to get it done this week, and we have a lot of talent on this team, so I'm really excited to get out there with them and take it one shot at a time, just like the girls.
So no pressure on the guys after the women came roaring back like that, is there?
No, we want the pressure. Honestly, everybody has pressure, whether you know it or not. So we're looking forward to it, and really excited to compete one final time this year.
So, Coach, before the trap door opened up under me, I was going to ask what kind of goodies are you hoping to get out of the great Under Armour garage sale?
Man, I haven't even had time to take a look. One of those, if they have them, one of those ET football helmets. Those are pretty cool.
There you go. You bet with that sticker, that ET on the side of it, it looks good.
That's right.
Okay, well, then your desires are known. Now everybody knows there just might be a helmet somewhere, but I can't negotiate a price with you. So
Yeah, I might have to talk to Josiah about that one.
yeah, free golf lessons. Think of all the many ways that you could work something out.
As many as you want.
All right, man. Hey, sorry for the interruption, but good luck to the guys. And that's great stuff the way the women's team went. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to have on here in just a little bit your top women's player.
That's right. Yeah, no, I'm really proud of the girls. That was a really incredible season, and really looking forward to this weekend with the guys. So I hope you have a great conversation with Marie, and go Lions.
All right. Y'all tear them up down there. And we'll see you when you get back home.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Folks, we'll be back. We've got some more Inside Lion Athletics coming your way. We're not done talking golf. We get to talk with one of the players. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. We got Coach Dolehide out of here. We've got in the golfer now. Here is Marie Baertz. Welcome to Inside Lion Athletics again.
Hi,
We did this in the fall, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
I know, you had to hurry back. Hey, congratulations. You didn't quite get the very top prize, but number two's pretty good right now.
Yes, thank you.
Talk about your tournament. Everybody on the Lion squad had a little bit of struggle on the first day.
That is true. So the first day, I think we struggled a little bit with like having a feeling of the greens.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like all my teammates and I included, like we can all like relate to like having a lot of three putts. And then we decided to just like get better at putting and like have a feeling of the greens the other days, and it went so much better. Like we were confident on the greens, I think, and we I think it was 14 shots. Like
Mm-hmm.
we improved 14 shots after the first day, and it was just incredible how we just all played better, and I was really proud of everyone.
Oh, I think you should be. That's great stuff.
Yes.
Were the course conditions, did they change at all over the course of the 3 days, or were they pretty much the same?
The first and the second day, it was not windy at all, I would say. I mean, it was a little windy, but nothing compared to Rockfall, where we usually
Mm-hmm.
practice.
Right.
So for us, it was like good conditions. And then the third day, I would say it picked up a little bit more later, like the back nine or like later in the back, like the back nines. But
Mm-hmm.
it was still like not as windy as here, and I think we managed it pretty well.
I asked Coach how he spoke to y'all and kept y'all together after
Mhm.
the first day's round, but as a team, how did y'all kind of decide that that wasn't good enough?
Okay, after the first day, I would say we were all a little like down because I also couldn't finish my round.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
yes, I couldn't finish my round, and I was just like, it stressed me out that I couldn't finish my round. And we didn't know if we should stop or if we should play because it's like the player's decision. And then in the end, I decided to stop and finish it the next day. But we also like didn't do as well as we thought we would.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were just like, tomorrow we're just gonna try to improve and do better and not do the mistakes that we did today. And it worked.
That it did. And it worked for two more rounds.
Yes.
So what's that feeling when you feel when you get that right vibe out on the course and you're just feeling good about every part of your game?
I
Um,
would say like the second day I really felt that. Like the second day everything was working. The third day I had a good score too, but like the third day I had to save everything. Like I had to save my pars, I had to save my putts. The second day I just played like everything was working. Shot to the green, to the pin, two putt or one putt. But I also had a nine, so I don't know if you saw that, but I made a nine on one hole, which was pretty like it was frustrating. But I came back with like seven birdies afterwards, so I really played good golf that day. But then on the third day, like my score is almost the same, but you cannot really see on the scorecard how different my game was that day. I had to save everything
wow.
yesterday.
So the only good thing about a nine is that it's not an
Mm.
eight, and everybody knows that you hit a snowman. So no snowman on the golf cart, even if it was a +1. So
Yeah.
all right, now tell us a little bit about your golf career back home in Luxembourg. You don't stay here year round. You go home after the school year, and then you
Exactly.
golf all summer long.
So I'm gonna fly home May 8th. And then I have the next tournament May 10th already back
Mhm.
home. And
Wow.
then I'm probably playing almost every week tournaments. Then we have, how I said, the European Ladies Amateur Championship coming up. We
Hmm.
have a European Team Championship coming up. And then we have the National Team Championship coming up. So that's like we all play in clubs and then we play against each other. Like college golf, just with clubs. And then we have, yeah, like a lot of big tournaments coming up.
So are you competing as a junior in all of them? I know you said in some of it you are, but I didn't know, do all the tournaments or are any of them an
So
open?
most of them are open every age,
Hmm.
but then the like some are until 23. It depends. It really depends of the tournament, but most of them are open for every age. Like
Is there,
all the big tournaments are open. Yeah.
okay, very good. Are there any, uh, you know, I mean, golf is international and the rules are the same
Yeah.
and all that, but are there uh any practices that are a little bit different maybe at a European course that you don't run into at an American course?
Um, I would say here in Texas, like now we went to a hilly course, but usually it's pretty flat.
Mm-hmm.
But back home, we have courses that are really, really like hilly.
Mm-hmm.
Especially one time I played in Switzerland, and then you need to really like be careful of which club you hit because when you're higher in the mountains, the ball is gonna fly so much further. So you play like a whole different golf game. So I
Okay.
maybe hit one club or two club less than usual because it was so high up.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
wow, that's great stuff. My dad stopped on the side of a mountain highway in Mexico once with a friend of his, and they
Oh.
pulled out their golf clubs and teed one up and hit a golf ball off in, pardon me, into the distance, furthest shot he ever hit. And it tickled him who might have found that golf ball. So, um, you're going to leave May 8th. I mean, is school done for you? Is the semester over with for you?
Yeah, so I have my finals week in that week, and yes, and then I will leave after the finals.
Wow, that's so cool to get out of school that early. All right, now last question before you go. You've told me that you've done
Yeah.
a little bit of traveling, even to Bali,
Yes.
the Florida, California. Where's the nicest golf course you've ever played? What's the best one you've ever been on?
Um. Okay. Now I need to think. I would say Singapore. I
Okay.
played last year. We went to Singapore with the national team, and the golf courses there are just in so good shape. Like I've never seen golf course in being that in that great shape, and it was just so nice. And because it's humid, but it's still very hot, so the grass gets the sun, but it also gets the rain.
Hmm.
So it's like really, really nice over
Good
there.
deal. Fairways kind of like a putting green here, aren't they?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, listen, congratulations again. Y'all did great to rally back the way you
Thank you
did.
so much.
It's
Thank
got
you.
to be a good springboard into your summers and then get you ready
Yeah.
for the next year. All right.
Yes.
Line up,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.
Marie Baertz, thank you for
Yes.
joining us.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, we're back for one more segment of this week's edition of Inside Lion Athletics. We had to throw brakes on this guy because he's representing the fastest Lions there are. Georgie Pincock, head coach of the Lion men's and women's track teams, and boy, are they busy. Are we still the fastest 4x200 in the world?
We are. Even if we aren't, we are. But
That's
we
it,
are.
folks. That's all we need this week. We're number one. That's
Yeah.
still such an awesome thing.
And I think that's something that group of guys will remember for a long time. Um, even if someone runs faster later, not many people get to say that at any point in their life. So,
All right. And they ran a 4x200 relay in how fast?
1 minute 21 seconds and point eight something. I can't remember. I think it was 0.8182, right around there.
That's a little faster than your average 800-meter guy, right?
Yeah, it's probably 25 to 30 seconds faster. 20
Man,
seconds from some of the elite. So
incredible stuff. All right, so they're not the only guys that are doing well on the team, or even on the women's side where we've got some pretty spiffy athletes going. You're breaking them up though this weekend and sending folks around the greater Los Angeles area, Long Beach State, Azusa Pacific, Mount San Antonio College out there, 3 different meets. What kind of events are you sending people to go run at?
yeah, again, I think this is something we put on our calendar way back in August with the idea of providing some of our longer distance kids the opportunity to kind of get in that favorable Southern California cool evening and out of the Texas heat to go chase some marks.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a good group of distance runners out there. We have some few sprinters that got into the elite sections on Saturday at Mount Sac. And then we got some jumpers that are kind of working their way through all 2 or 3 meets. And so again, I say it each week, putting people in the position to have opportunities to be competitive.
Sounds like Sergeant Rock's going to be busy out there with his jumpers, huh?
Well, Sergeant Rock's here this week helping me out.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Y'all are going to be busy this weekend with the high school kids.
yeah, just over 600 student athletes on campus starting tomorrow.
No big deal.
So
You
I
got
got one
Josh Bank
assistant
there
coach
to
in
help you
California,
keep
and
them
the
in,
rest here helping
good
me.
luck. Wow, that's an amazing thing. Um, all of this, of course, is in preparation for the season's end, which would be the Southland Conference Tournament, May 6th, or meet the 16th through the 18th. Just about we're right in the middle of it, a month from today. How you feeling going towards that right now? How are your athletes feeling?
You know, we kind of front loaded our season, so I think everyone's confident, but we got a lot of tired people right now. And I think that's a good thing. So we're gonna kind of take a little break in training, and kind of back off of some of the pressure to race often and those expectations. And we'll go to Texas Tech in 2 weeks, and I think have a pretty good idea of what that team will look like for Southland Conference after that. But in general, I think everyone's feeling really confident. Obviously, the first part of the season has been very good to us, but also motivated because we don't want it to be the best part of our season.
Sure. Are there any opportunities for our athletes to go on to anything else beyond the conference meet? I know there's no NCAAs, of course.
Again, there's some stuff in the summer. I know Ibrahim Fusini, he's been selected to go to World Relays, represent Ghana and help their relay team qualify for outdoor world championships.
Mhm.
I know Annette has some European championship stuff that she's targeting late in the summer. So, for some of the European, some of the international athletes, it's a little clear what that looks like because there's opportunities to represent their countries. But for the domestics, I think we have a few young men that we may be able to get into USA Junior National Championships, the
Mhm.
under 19 championship. And so just kind of targeting some of those over the next few weeks.
Have you ever had any of the team go out to Colorado Springs? Have there been any opportunities to do any running and
The
jumping
training
out
center?
there? Yeah.
No, we've never been out to the training center. I took a group to Boulder 2 years ago. But the Springs is on my list of places to take people. Air Force is putting a new track in.
Okay.
The indoor, high elevation, banked. Just opportunities to run fast.
Indeed. Hey, that training center is so cool. They've got Bob Beeman's
Yeah.
gold medal jump from Mexico just painted on the sidewalk down there at one stretch. And if you wonder how far 29 feet, what was it, 9 3/4,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
it's a long way.
When you see it on the ground, it's something different, and kind of put into perspective how talented those athletes are that are competing at that elite level.
All right. So all of your athletes that come through, how do they come in with a track hero already, that somebody that they looked up to in their sport?
Yeah, it's a really good question because I ask kids, tell me your 5 favorite people in your event, and most of them can't give me 5.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them can kind of give me 1 or 2 of the American superstars, or 1 or 2 of the silver, gold medalists, bronze medalists
Mm-hmm.
from another country. So I ask it, and again, I'm a track nerd. I go way back to Bob Beamans, John Carlos, Peter Snell, Frank Shorter.
Yep.
You know,
Oh,
long jumpers,
fantastic.
throwers. Like, I love it, but I don't think this generation has that same passion for history that I do about it. So
Yeah, tell them the stories of Al Order and
yeah,
how many Olympics he went to, and Shorter running with that white painter's cap on.
yeah,
You could never miss him in a race.
yeah,
My favorites, besides Shorter, he was one of the first, and I saw a little bit of Fosbury
yeah.
early on. I didn't really catch it then. He was a couple of years older than me, a lot, but. The ones that I really like were Ronaldo Nehemiah and Edwin Moses, the hurdlers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those guys were a
I mean,
treat to keep up with.
yeah, they were. I mean, they still are among the great, but
Yeah.
that time they stuck out because they were so elite.
How
Edwin
many?
Moses. How many races? Just hundreds, right?
Yeah, in a row. Nobody beat him for years.
Yeah.
I couldn't go a week with with a win, in high school in the same events, but
Yeah.
kept trying.
No.
All right, man. Well, I know you're going to be busy this weekend. We're great to have you on here one more time and probably two or three more as
Oh,
we come up on the end of our season of Inside Line Athletics. Well, we're not there yet, and we got more to do. Georgie, thanks for joining us today.
all right. Appreciate it. Thanks, Charlie.
All right, lines up, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We will give Jim Curry demerits for his absence today, but he'll probably bring a good excuse. Lions, everybody. Gotta love them. We'll see you next time.